today on 15 on 15.
A Humane Society employee embezzles over $30,000 to visit Aruba. Plus, Facebook's new algorithm can identify a user by just their clothing, hair, and height. Also, TEDx Aruba organizers explain why the platform is so important for the island's economy. Thank you for joining us. I'm Yenta Liu. When you make a donation to a charitable cause, do you ever wonder where your money will actually end up? Well, this next story will have you second-guessing even further.
Investigators say that money donated to help save dogs and other animals actually sent a woman on a glamorous trip to Aruba instead.
Only on 7 tonight, Montgomery County reporter Kevin Lewis explains how police caught her in the act.
Staff at the Humane Society of the United States stunned to learn employee Atia Pope, seen here on Twitter, stands accused of stealing thousands of dollars from the Animal Rescue Foundation. According to police, Pope routinely used her company credit card to make personal purchases. The Manassas resident allegedly dropped $17,000 at Enterprise rental car, plus another $13,000 on food, gasoline, and even a luxury vacation to the Caribbean island of Aruba. In total, Pope is accused of embezzling $31,000 from a nonprofit organization meant to save animals.
They need the money to take care of the animals what's out here in this world today. She wants to go to Aruba, then she had to go on her own money, her own time. That's what vacation is for.
Pope, who uses her Twitter profile to sell women's high heels, did not reply to our messages seeking comment. Investigators say, although the 37-year-old admitted to embezzling the money, she hasn't paid back a dime.
Especially with a nonprofit, I'm sure they keep pretty good track of their money, so it seems sort of inconceivable to me that she would think that she would get away with that. Hard to understand.
The lengths some people go to come see Aruba. On to another note, this upcoming weekend, Aruba will be hosting the Aruba Summer Festival. As you may know, the international star Pitbull will be a headliner of this event. Let's check out how the preparations are going.
I'm on fire. I tell her, baby, I'm on fire.
The two-day event is attracting fans from all over the world. The festival will be held at the Harbor Square Arena, and venue preparations are well underway.
The organization is going, we are on time with everything, so you can see at the back we have a nice stage built for the first time for this tropical event with the three best companies on the island. We built a 60-feet stage so everybody can have a great view. We will have a nice sound, we will have a great effect of lights effect. All technicians of all the artists will be on the island to work and give the public the best show they have.
The crew for the concert is hard at work to ensure the setup is being built according to plans. From lights to sound, all technical aspects regarding the stage must be tested and perfected. It's not only about the concert goers, but international press has already begun to arrive. The Minister of Tourism is one of the driving forces behind the Summer Music Festival. One of the primary reasons for the event is to generate PR value for Aruba.
The response internationally is very good. We have a lot of press coming to the island for those days. People are coming all over from Brazil, Argentina, Venezuela, Colombia, Curacao, United States. So we have a lot of people. We will be having a lot of people on the island for those days.
The attendees and press aren't the only ones excited for this weekend. The artists themselves have taken to social media to share their enthusiasm.
The reaction on social media with this, with the post they did, were very good, and I think it's a great publicity for the island.
I'm a fireball.
This will most definitely be great promotion for the island. June 23rd is Pink Flamingo Day. It's actually a national holiday. Since the Renaissance in Aruba is the only property with flamingos, they decided to celebrate. These lovebirds tied to the knot at Renaissance Island in celebration of Pink Flamingo Day. A spa session was organized for a few female members of the press to bring awareness to such a unique day. Pink, of course, was the color of the day, and the flamingo was the central theme. In commemoration of National Pink Flamingo Day, the Okeana Spa will be celebrating all month long. Congratulations to the newlyweds. Let's take a really quick break. We will be right back. Coming up, we will show you a car that can read minds. Find out how next. Welcome back from the break. You are watching 15 on 15. So you know the creepy thing that Facebook does when you post pictures? You know what I'm talking about. It automatically can predict who those people are in the photos and asks you to tag them. Well, get ready to be creeped out even more. Facebook doesn't need to see your face to know who you are. The social media giant is working on a new recognition algorithm system that can apparently pick you out by your clothes, hair, and height. The fact Facebook may soon be able to tell who you are without even registering your face is your fault. That's at least what experts are saying. Facebook has all this information about you because of all those selfies and pictures you are uploading. If we didn't post so much, Facebook wouldn't have any data to work with to begin with. So, identifying you by your clothes, hair, and height is going to be about 83% accurate. This new technology is raising some privacy concerns, but before anyone gets panicked, this is not yet available to the consumer market. It is currently being developed by Facebook's artificial intelligence unit because they have all this content data, so it is a viable thing for them to do. So you can expect that new technology to be coming out real soon. Travelers, have you ever been in an airport waiting for a flight and opted for the first stale sandwich you could find because you're fearing that it would be the last that you would see? But then only to discover an amazing seafood bar right next to your gate. Fear no more. TripAdvisor is here to save the day. The travel website has launched dedicated pages highlighting the attractions and amenities in 200 major airports worldwide. Over 3.1 billion travelers pass through airports each year, with the average traveler spending 150 minutes of airport dwell time between arriving at the terminal to the doors of the plane closing at the gate. So, TripAdvisor says they want to help you quickly find things to do on the site while they are waiting to catch a flight. TripAdvisor will allow users to rate restaurants, hotels, attractions, duty-free stores, boutiques, and lounges, while also giving them the ability to find the cheapest flights to that airport. The airport pages will be available in 28 languages globally and on the TripAdvisor mobile app. Turning the page over to cars. Some drivers have affection with their automobiles. To certain individuals, a car can be a trusty friend that can be relied upon to get them from point A to point B. Well, this bond is about to get even stronger with a car that can read your mind. Engineers at Jaguar are trying to find ways to have your car learn about you as you go. This car knows what you want before you do, and you don't have to stress about pressing buttons to get that. The self-learning car tries to predict which in-car feature you want depending on where you are and who you are with. It'll pick your radio station for you, call who you want to call, and turn on the in-sync massager. The more you drive, the more it learns. This car is smart because of its super algorithm. Let's say you dropped your kids off at school. Your car will know that you will be heading to work now. And let's say the car notices as soon as you drop off your kids, you usually switch to some chill-out mix music. It'll automatically play that for you. Now that is just a glimpse of it. The very intelligent car is capable of doing much more. You'll have to research that for more information. Let's take a quick break. Here's what's coming up next for you. When we return, it is all about TEDx. TEDx Aruba is a platform to bring awareness regarding the island's green movement, but the ultimate goal is to drive the island towards another economic pillar. We sat down with the organizers to find out why it is important to invest in TEDx rather than implementing something more practical. The TEDx platform requires an investment that can be directed elsewhere. Members part of TEDx defends why this strategy of executing this particular idea is important for the island's development.
like what we've done with Green, the conference, getting the people ready and thinking about the next step was the most important thing. The most important thing was the message, not the actual things. Now with the Green, we've done the actual things, and now it's time to get the message out there for the next step. And we think that the next step is startups and the hub and the connecting Americas, Europe and South America. And we think this is one of the ways to do it. So that's why we chose TEDx.
From an entrepreneur's perspective, John seconds the idea of TEDx adding to the overall success of Aruba's sustainability vision.
I guess, like you asked Elton, you can put the money in something practical, but I believe it's more important to create some kind of movement, to plant the seeds now and build on that to get to the point in the future, to realize the ambition. And for that you have to get people on board, to motivate them, to inspire them, and that's what we're trying to do with this message.
Startups is a crucial part of the big picture when it comes to the TEDx platform. Reason being, organizers want more people on the island to get into startups and begin first steps in contributing to Aruba's new economic pillar.
The last 10 years, more startups have started than ever. In the United States, 1/5 of the students, after they graduate from college, start their own company. And why do they do that? Because the cost of starting a company has become really low. The technology and the web has enabled us to create a company within a couple of months, singly even, without any really big barriers. But when you create a startup, the most important thing is that you're going to start doing things. Most people have ideas about startups. I think if you ask in the room, has anybody idea about a startup? More than 50% will say, yes, I have. But only a couple of people will start a company. And starting a company means starting with actions. Of course you need a plan, but you will elaborate and you have to adapt during the startup of your company, because things will change and it will hit you in the face somewhere. And you have to be able to cope with that. And that's a really big challenge for startups.
Paolo provides a few statistics regarding startups that would intrigue any young entrepreneur on the island.
There was a research last year about startups. And the components that create a success for a startup were researched, and the biggest thing was timing, so the right timing. And the smallest thing was investments. So an investment is important, but it's not the most important component for a startup.
For more information, go to www.tedxaruba.com. Thank you so much for watching. We are here weeknights at 7:15 p.m. with your daily dose of local updates as well as trending lifestyle topics. Join us